Mike Tyson was known as a knockout machine due to his impressive strength, speed, and aggressiveness in the ring, qualities that allowed him to win the World Heavyweight title in 1986 and become the youngest champion in boxing history. His record of victories is notable. Out of his 58 professional fights, he won 50, 44 of them by knockout, reflecting a knockout ratio of 88%. Tyson reigned as the undisputed world heavyweight champion from 1987 to 1990 and was the first boxer to simultaneously hold the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles, as well as the only one to unify them consecutively. His fierce and intimidating boxing style, coupled with his controversial behavior both inside and outside the ring, earned him a reputation that still resonates in the boxing world. On the other hand, Douglas, the challenger, faced not only the fight of his life but also a personal tragedy, as his mother had passed away shortly before the fight. This event motivated him to prepare with an intensity and focus unprecedented, aware that he was facing the opportunity to make history. While Tyson indulged in nightlife, Douglas channeled his pain and determination into a rigorous training regimen, knowing that every punch on the sandbag, every sprint, every drop of sweat, was a step towards the possibility of a monumental victory. On February 11, 1990, the boxing world witnessed one of the biggest upsets in sports history. At the Tokyo Dome, packed with eager spectators, it was the 7th time Tyson defended his International Boxing Federation belt, the 9th for the World Boxing Association, and the 10th for the World Boxing Council. Facing him, Douglas, ranked 2nd by the International Federation, 3rd by the World Association, and 4th by the World Boxing Council, presented himself as a formidable challenger. More than 40,000 spectators filled the dome, anticipating an epic battle in the ring. With Octavio Miran as referee, the fighters faced off in a first round that broke all expectations. Tyson, known for his aura of invincibility, found himself against a determined Douglas who closed all opportunities for the champion to land his devastating punches, a challenger who entered the ring with odds of 42-1 against him. Instead of a feeling-out round, both boxers engaged in combat from the get-go. Although it was not the first time Tyson faced a larger opponent, few times had he been seen without making significant progress in his quest for victory. The fight started with Tyson as the overwhelming favorite, known for his devastating strength and ability to end fights quickly. However, Douglas was not intimidated. The second round began with a clinch, a tactic that Tyson seemed to actively seek more than ever to neutralize Douglas's offense. With his height, Douglas had the advantage of targeting Tyson's upper body, a strategy that began to pay off. As the fight progressed, it became evident that we were witnessing one of the most exciting and surprising contests in boxing history. The fourth round showed a dominant Douglas, keeping Tyson at bay with his left jab and solid defense. Tyson, known for his aggressiveness, found himself assessing and seeking a strategy to penetrate his challenger's guard. His usual tactic of pushing the opponent against the ropes was not working. Douglas was not giving ground easily. Every attempt by Tyson to initiate an exchange was thwarted by Douglas's precise punches, who landed significant blows without response. The fifth round was crucial. Tyson, desperately seeking an opportunity to turn the tide of the fight, attempted the clinch repeatedly, but Douglas was not willing to give him that reprieve. Douglas's right hand became a constant punishment for Tyson, landing with precision and power. Despite Tyson's resistance, it was evident that Douglas was dictating the pace of the fight. By the sixth round, the situation had not changed much. Tyson, still unable to find a way to overcome Douglas's defense, opted for a more cautious stance, seeking the clinch more frequently. Spectators, witnessing Douglas's surprising resilience and skill, began to wonder if the rumors about Douglas's intensive preparation for this fight were paying off. As the fight progressed, it became clear that Douglas had not only come to compete but to claim victory. With each round, he defied expectations and wrote a new page in boxing history. Douglas's determination, combined with his technique and stamina, was dismantling Tyson's aura of invincibility. Meanwhile, Tyson, with his fighter's spirit, continued to search for that opening, that punch that could change the fight's destiny. But Douglas, steady and focused, continued his methodical assault, proving that in the ring, anything is possible and even champions can be challenged. In the sixth round, the tension was palpable. Tyson, known for his aggressive and dominant style, found himself in an unusual position. His tactic of resorting to the clinch, a defensive technique involving grabbing the opponent to avoid their punches, had become his refuge. It wasn't the strategy of a champion seeking victory, but rather one trying to avoid defeat. Douglas, on the other hand, showed no signs of wanting to attack aggressively, but still, Tyson lunged at him, as if programmed to respond to any hint of confrontation. Mike Tyson was playing a role that felt strangely familiar, not because he had played it before, but because he had forced many others to play it against him. His fists, once feared for their devastating power, now seemed to seek only to keep him afloat in the fight, not to dominate it. The seventh round marked a turning point. Half of the fight had transpired, and Douglas was setting the pace. With renewed spirit, he invited Tyson to exchange punches, leaping towards him with a confidence that seemed to defy boxing history itself. Tyson, whose movements had always been those of a predator in the ring, now seemed those of a declining king. His gestures were cautious, almost disillusioned, as if internally recognizing that the end of his era was near. As the fight progressed, Douglas used his jab to keep Tyson at a distance, surprising many with his resilience and technique. Tyson, for his part, sought to close the distance and land his powerful punches, but Douglas stood firm. The eighth round brought no changes to his strategy. He continued to resort to the clinch, desperately trying to escape Douglas's punches, who with his left kept him at bay and with his right sought the right moment to attack. A brief flurry of punches from Tyson was his attempt at a response, as he tried to cling to Douglas's body, seeking to calm the impending storm. And then, in a moment that seemed taken from a script, a stroke of luck changed the course of the fight. A powerful right from Tyson found its mark, sending Douglas to the canvas, condensing the drama into a single moment of impact. The challenger, now on the floor, received the count, struggling to rise and resume the fight he had dominated until that moment. It was a dramatic twist, a reminder that in boxing, as in life, destiny can change with a single punch. On a night that will be etched in the memory of boxing fans, the underestimated James "Buster" Douglas faced the then undefeated heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson, in a fight that defied all expectations. It was the ninth round and tension was palpable. Douglas, having been knocked down just before the end of the eighth round, bravely rose to face the count of 9. As the fight resumed, the sound of the bell marked a brief respite, sending the fighters to their corners and leaving the audience on edge, biting their nails in uncertainty about what was to come. Douglas, with renewed confidence after surviving the knockdown, found himself against a determined Tyson looking to attack, unleashing a flurry of punches hoping to end the fight. But Douglas, with surprising composure, neutralized the offense and forced Tyson into the clinch. Aware that he needed a decisive victory to avoid leaving his fate in the hands of the judges, Douglas cornered Tyson against the ropes and unleashed a relentless assault, a flurry of punches that tested the champion's resilience. Tyson, known for his devastating power and ability to end fights quickly, found himself for the first time in his professional career in the position of being saved by the bell, an expression that until then had been foreign to him. As the 10th round began, Tyson landed a solid body shot to Douglas, but his opponent, far from being intimidated, responded with strategy and force, pushing Tyson against the ropes and seeking to close the fight. Douglas, with a mix of technique and ferocity, tested Tyson's reflexes, extending his left and finding an opening in the champion's guard. Tyson, slow in his response, was overwhelmed by a lethal combination that sent him crashing to the canvas in a dramatic fall. It was in the 10th round that Douglas made history. He landed a combination of punches that ended with Tyson on the floor. As the referee began the count, Tyson searched deep within himself for the strength to rise, but the fate of the fight was already sealed. The referee counted to 10, and so, against all odds, Douglas became the new world heavyweight champion. The count of security resonated in the stadium, and as Tyson tried to gather the remaining strength, the whole world watched, wondering if the invincible Tyson would find a way to rise. But that night, destiny had other plans, and with Tyson's fall, a chapter in boxing history closed, giving way to a new era where the impossible had become reality. Douglas had taken down a giant. With Tyson's fall, the world witnessed one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. The fall of Mike Tyson to Buster Douglas was a moment that left the boxing world and spectators in shock. The audience had to realize that they were witnessing a historic event, an almost moving and definitely unrepeatable occurrence. The public's reaction was a mix of astonishment and admiration for Douglas's feat. Tyson's defeat not only marked the end of his undefeated streak, but also symbolized a change of era in boxing. At the Tokyo Dome, the crowd initially fell silent, processing the unexpected fall of a champion who seemed invincible. Then, the atmosphere filled with emotion and respect for the challenger who had achieved the unthinkable. The sports press, which usually reserved its front pages for football, devoted ample space to this event, highlighting the magnitude of what had happened. Douglas's victory resonated not only in the stadium but around the world, becoming a topic of conversation for days. In Argentina, for example, the television broadcast of the fight began in the early morning and extended until unusual hours, capturing the audience's attention until the end. The fight, which had been underestimated by many due to Tyson's dominant career up to that point, turned into a lesson that in sports, and in life, unexpected turns are always possible. The public's reaction reflected a range of emotions from disbelief to acknowledgement that they had witnessed one of the greatest upsets in sports history. Tyson's fall was not just the defeat of a man but the rise of another and, more importantly, a demonstration that no challenge is too big and that perseverance and courage can lead to extraordinary results. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This way, you'll stay updated on more exciting content and won't miss any details of the most epic fights in boxing history. See you in the next video.